Hello dear students, I am Ankit Sultania. Today in this video, I am going to explain you all about the next point as you can see on the screen, that is tables in Access. In this, I'll discuss about tables in Access, components of a table like field or attribute, field data types, and many more. In the previous video, I have already explained you all about database, DBMS, advantages of a database, Microsoft Access 2013, and components of Microsoft Access window. Now let's understand about the tables in Access. As I already explained you about table, that a table is a grid of rows and columns where large amount of data can be stored and accessed easily. The tables are the basic building blocks of a database for storing large amount of data in the form of rows and columns. In Microsoft Access, we create a database which can have one or more tables, means a database can act as a folder in which one or more tables can be created and large amount of data can be stored and accessed from it. Just consider the table as you can see on the screen. This table has the data that is stored about the employees in an organization. In this table, you can just consider there are four fields. As I already explained you that in the language of database, columns are known as fields or attributes. Means whenever I'll talk you about column, you just have to consider it fields or attributes. And in the language of database, rows are referred to as, rows are also known as tuples, and record. Means whenever I'll talk about record, you just have to consider that I'm talking about rows. Now just consider the table. As you can see on the screen, there are four fields named e number, that is employee number, e name, employee name, e salary means employee salary, and e address. These are the four fields in which information are stored, and there are also four records, means there are also four rows in which data has been stored. If just we talk about a particular row, you can see in a particular row a complete record of a particular information is stored. You can also see the first column that is indicated as a primary key. Just understand, for your information, I will discuss it later in a descriptive way. You just understand that a primary key is a column that uniquely identifies each value. Means a column in which unique values are stored. There is no repetition of any particular data. Then we can set that column as a primary key, which is used further as a reference for accessing data from table, for deleting the data, and for doing many activities related to database. It will be helpful later. Now let's understand the next point, that is components of a table. As you can see in this table on the screen, these are the components like field, record, primary key. All these are the components of a table. I will discuss all these components one by one in detail. First of all, let's talk about the first component, that is field. As you can see on the screen, as I just told you recently, in a database, in the language of database, a column is referred to as a field or an attribute. Whenever I will talk about column, means whenever I will talk about field, you just have to consider it as a column. A field stores one type of information about all the objects or items. Every field has a data type that determines the type of values that can be stored under it. Just for example, as you can see in the table on the screen, you can see there are different fields named e-number, e-name, e-salary and e-address. In the e-name field, only numeric values are stored. In the e-name, you can see the alphabets are stored. Is in the e-salary, you can see the numeric values are stored only. And in the field of e-address, that is employee address, you can see there are alphabetic values, numbers and special keys also. At the time of creating the table in a database, we have to specify the name of the particular field and the data type. The data type refers to the type of data that can be entered in a particular field. Know that we have all the complete list of fields in this table, as you can see, that we need to create when we need to define the type of field as well. This type is also the data type of the field. We would also have noticed that each of the field stored different types of information, like as I just told you recently, that like alphanumeric data, numeric data, integer value, etc. This information is critical to be passed on to the database so that they know what type of data to expect for which field. As you can see, in the e-number field, only numeric type of data is stored. In the e-name, the text values are stored. In the e-salary, the numeric values are stored. So, Microsoft Access offers a host of data types that are expressed in details in the table below. As you can see on the screen, these are the data types in Access. There are different data types that can be set with the field for entering the type of value in a particular field in the table. We have to set this data type at the time of creating a table, designing a table. I'll discuss all types of data type, as you can see on the screen, one by one in detail. First one type of data type is short text. The short text data type is the default data type and contains text along with numbers, that is 0 to 9, special characters like hash, dollar, at the rate, percent, and spaces. It is the combination of text and numbers such as names, addresses, etc. This field size can contain data up to 255 characters. Now the next one data type is, as you can see on the screen, that is long text. This long text field can store lengthy text. The text format for long text data type is plain text without a limit of the total number of characters permitted. In this, it can be used for storing detailed information, such as if we are creating a table related to students. In this table, we can also create a field which contains the information related to students' previous history, students' background, in which data can be stored in a paragraph where large amount of data, a bulky data, can be stored. For this, we have to use long text. The next one data type is number. The number data type accepts numeric data. This field used for performing calculations in the table. This field can store numbers only. The field size can support long integer values, decimal point data, etc. Depending on the subtype, the maximum and minimum values that can be stored differs. Now the next one data type is date or time. The date or time field accepts only date and time data in the given table in the different formats. Now the next one data type is currency. Suppose that if we are creating a table in which there is a column or field where the data related to amount is stored, and in this field if we want to add the symbol of the currency, we can use this particular data type for storing such type of data. The currency field accepts data in different currency formats. This field with the data type can store currency values and display them in different formats. Next one data type is, as you can see on the screen, that is auto number. Microsoft Access enters data in the auto number field, automatically numbering the records consecutively starting with 1. It stores integers that are incremented automatically with a new row or record is added to a table. Next one data type is yes no. The yes no data type retains true or false value. It provides a checkbox to enter the logical values for data type. The field with this data type can store only one of these two possible values, like either true or false, either yes or no, etc. The next one data type is OLE object, that is object linking and embedding object. The object linking and embedding means an OLE object allows embedding and linking to documents and other objects such as Excel chart, paint picture, etc. Next one data type is hyperlink. The hyperlink field is a combination of text and numbers stored as text and used as a hyperlink address. The field with this data type can store links to a website or email addresses. Suppose that if we have created a table related to student, and at the time of entering the data we can also add the email ID of a particular student. When we store email ID in a column, it is created as a hyperlink. Next one data type is attachment. The attachment field is used to attach image, spreadsheet files, documents, charts, etc. And the process of attaching the files is similar to attaching files in email messages. You can also attach log files, that is .log, text files, and compressed zip files also. The field with the attachment data type can store files. For fields with this data type, multiple files can be attached as per record. The next one data type is calculated. The calculated field calculates the value based on the selected table. This field stores result of a calculation. The expression builder is used to create the calculation. Suppose that there is a table named student information. In this, there is a column named date of birth and there is another column named age. As we put the data in the column date of birth, and if we want the call in the column age, the age is calculated automatically according to the data entered in the column date of birth. We can use this calculated data type and set the expression for calculating the age automatically in the student information table. Next one data type is lookup wizard. The lookup wizard field displays a list of values that are retrieved from a table or query. The data type of a lookup field is either text or number, which has to be specified in the wizard. This wizard creates a lookup field that displays a set of values. After setting the data type for a field, we can also set its properties for setting any specific condition based on which data can be stored in a particular table for security reason, for data integrity reason. So we can also set the properties in each particular field. I'll discuss about the field properties in the next video. Thanks for watching this video.